Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. Today, we're checking out a brand new car in Horizon 4, the Raesr Tachyon-S. So if you aren't around here, definitely consider subscribing. Let's go check out the Raesr Tachyon. To add the Raesr Tachyon speed to your garage, you need to complete 50% of the winter season for Series 33. And here it is, the almost silent, fully electric hypercar, the Raesr Tachyon-S, pushing out 1,251 horsepower, 3,650 foot-pounds of torque, weighs 3,200 pounds, has 6 motors, 2 at the front, 4 at the rear, with fully four-wheel drive, so all the power is going through all 4 wheels. We've got 1 gear, which I find slightly annoying. Being a racer and a lover of cars, I do like to be able to change my gears, but it is what it is with the Raesr, and we're sitting in the middle of S2969. Now we're going to keep it completely standard for the first race. We'll see what this thing can do. Now for this bone stock race, I want to keep things fair. I want to go up against every single electric car in Forza Horizon 4. That means the Jaguar I-Pace, the beautiful Rimac Concept 2, the awesome Volkswagen IDR, and of course we've got to chuck in some Raesr Tachyon speeds as well. Here we go then, first race in the Raesr, 1,250 horsepower, one of the quietest races in Horizon 4 as it is all electric, and we make short work of the I-Pace. I didn't think it would be anywhere in this race, but I wanted it in here just to test all electric cars available in Horizon 4. Now, I have driven this car a bunch in monthly rivals already, and I can report the handling isn't brilliant. The understeer on this thing is absolutely shocking compared to that IDR, which is just going to take off down this straight. Along with the Rimacs, you're pushed by another IDR. Brilliant. Can you get off me? Now, this will show the difference between the top 3 electric cars in game. The IDR, the Rimac, and the Raesr. The IDR is amazing in the corners because of its massive downforce. The Rimac obliterates on the straights because of its acceleration and top speed. And the Raesr sort of sits between the two. It's not brilliant in the corners, and it doesn't have the best top speed. As we take flight, this thing definitely looks like a fighter jet, and it is trying to be one. You catch up with these Rimacs, but you'll see what I mean. On this straight here, it will just take off away from me, pulling away. On the next straight as well, as we get around this corner, I'll understeer slightly, back on the power, and the Rimacs are gone. They just take off. That's insane. They are absolutely gone. Even that IDR is struggling for speed with the Rimacs as we all catch up with it. Take the IDR up on the inside, up into 5th. Rimac shredding body parts, and across the line, 5th place for the Raesr. Now, being a hypercar, being all electric, and being new to Horizon 4, we've got to test that top speed. So let's let it rip. All I've got to do, navigate some traffic and keep my finger on the trigger. No gears. All we've got to do is keep it on the road. It's already 150. This thing does rip. I mean, I bash it a little bit because it's not quite as quick as the Rimac, and I sort of prefer the Rimac over this thing. That's already 230. I have to watch the traffic, can't really watch the speedo. 240, and we're topping out 240, 241. But this car will do that speed in reverse. So if we bring it to a stop, brakes are pretty good. Slap it in reverse and let it rip. Most electric cars in Horizon 4 will do this. They will do the same speed backwards as they will forward. I tested this on stream and we hit 200, 240. I'll try and keep it in a straight line. That's already 200. That's 210. We're going to get a little bit wiggly through here. Whoa, that's 210, maybe 250. I didn't quite see it before we crashed. But yeah, the Raesr will do the same speed backwards as it will forwards. Now, in terms of upgrades for the Raesr, there's not too much we can do. We can't do any power upgrades, we can't do any conversions, we can't swap out the batteries, the motors, anything like that. We can do a few handling mods, and we can stick on some suspension. We've already got race suspension, so the best suspension we can have as standard. We can do some rally suspension if you want to go off-road in your £800,000 hypercar, or you can have some drift suspension if you want to get your hypercar sideways, which we might try at the end of the video, see what we can do. We've got weight reduction, which we might as well do. It's going to take off £3,000. Maybe unplug a couple of batteries, chuck them in the bin. We have a couple of driveline options, which we've gone ahead and fitted. And then we've got wheels and tyres. And we've got race tyres as standard, or we can have the lettering. We've got rally compound to go with that rally suspension, or we have drag tyres. As with any new car to Horizon 4, we've got the good old track width, which is going to sort out our front fitment. And again, at the rear, this thing is looking absolutely perfect. Well, as perfect as it can look, looking like a fighter jet. And unfortunately, that's it for our upgrades. Our tuning options for the Raesr, the disappointment doesn't stop with the upgrades. I can't change any of the gear ratios, so I can't make it any faster than 240, 241 miles an hour. What I can do, I can change some of the aero, try and eliminate some of the understeer from the front end, make it handle a little bit better. But that is about it. I know the Raesr lacks in upgrades and is a little bit disappointing, but it does look absolutely fantastic. It's a cross between the Batmobile and a fighter jet, even the way it's set up. I mean, look at the way you get in. If I hit the explode button, look at that. How cool is that? Can you imagine turning up to a dinner party or something and doing that? And then you get out and you're in a single seat at the front with your passenger sat right behind you, just like a fighter jet. Painting options for the Raesr and the disappointment continues. There are no advanced painting options. We do have two manufacturer colours though, black and white. I mean, their imagination ran wild in the paint booth when they built this thing. We can add some normal colours, obviously, but all those black accents on this car, why is that not a paint option too? Why can we not have two different colours on the Raesr? Now, as the Rimac has no power upgrades, the only thing we've really done is handling. It's pretty pointless taking it for another race. It's just going to pretty much do what it did before. So let's send it up the drag strip. Now I want to set a benchmark time in the Rimac Concept 2 to see the difference between the two. The Rimac is completely bone stock, 1,887 horsepower, still four-wheel drive, but it has two gears. Here we go then, Rimac, let's do it. I reckon around 7.5 seconds, somewhere around there, maybe 8 seconds. Got 600 horsepower more than the Raesr, but that's across the line, first place. So the Rimac's done 8.1. Let's see if the Raesr can beat that. Come on then, Raesr. Be good at something. Beat the Rimac. Well, let's go. I've got no gear changes to do. Just got to keep my finger planted. We're going to be beaten by a Veyron. No, we're not. We just edge ahead across the line. First place, but what's the time? The Raesor's done 9.4. That's 1.3 seconds slower than the Rimac. We've got the option. We might as well use it. Let's try out some drift suspension. Can we get the Raesr Tachyon-S sideways? Right, let's see what it can do sideways. Let's chuck it through S-bends. Now, anything above, let's say 90,000, and I'll be impressed. Let's go, Raesr. Now, I can't change gears like I normally do in a drift car. I mean, it's not too bad. It's getting sideways. It's still four-wheel drive, as I got no conversions. I can't do anything. I could probably change the diff settings to make it rear, but he's doing all right. Four-wheel drive isn't too bad. It gets to 74,000. Let's take it for a second run. I think I can be a little bit more aggressive with it in the corners, get it a bit more sideways than I am. Bang the power on, a bit like that. Ooh, it just grips up. It does not want to slide. I can't change tyres. I've changed the width back to standard, but I can't put slippier tyres on it. We've beaten the last score. We've got 87,600. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll give it that. It can get sideways. But there we go. The Raesr Tachyon-S. Better drift car than a race car. How weird is that? Now, I was never too excited about the Raesr coming to Horizon 4, and it has not disappointed my expectations at all. I was always more excited about the Peugeot 207 than the Raesr. But let me know in the comments what you think of this car. Is it a must-have, or are we letting this one go? But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new around here, definitely consider subscribing. Stay safe and have an awesome day.